wig reminds me of like Jess from New Girl. Like, am I giving? It's like, it's really giving me Jess from New Girl. Hi guys and gals and all my non-binary friends. So today, I wanted to talk about something that my sister asked me to do a video about the memification of Brianna Taylor. And at the time, I didn't feel like I had the range to do a video like that, even though I was okay. So I was already playing around in my head with the fact that a lot of the popular memes, like some of the very first memes we ever had in this internet culture we have now, were Black people being in pain. When you think about like the Anthony guy who was like, hide your kids, hide your wife, and he was talking about his sister being sexually assaulted, like, and somehow we found humor in that. And so to me, it was like, I didn't, when people started saying like, oh, and don't forget Brianna Taylor's killers aren't arrested, to me, I was like, oh, I'm very naive. My cousin calls me Captain Save-A-Ho. And so I was just like, oh, that's so nice. Like, make sure people don't forget or whatever. But I'm also the type of person, I don't stay in my ignorance. So if someone gives me a different perspective, like, well, yeah, it seems nice on its face, but really it's just them trying to come up off the death of a Black woman. And I'm like, oh, well, wait, let me reevaluate what I'm looking at. And I feel like, and that's what I did. And so when I said I didn't have when I was telling my sister when she was asking me to make the video, I felt like I didn't have the range, first of all, because I didn't see the problem when it first occurred. I didn't see it as a problem. And second of all, for some reason, I couldn't put those two things together. I felt I had already had this concept in my mind about the fact that we use Black people's pain for entertainment when it comes to meme and internet culture, but I couldn't connect that to how people were using Brianna Taylor's name to sell products and to promote their OnlyFans, promote their news, promote their Instagram and stuff like that. Like, for some reason, I couldn't connect those dots or whatever. And so I was looking at Khadijah. I don't want to say her last name wrong, so I'm just going to have her up on the screen. I watched Khadijah's, the digital blackface video. She is so smart, y'all. Like, so smart. She's so smart, y'all. So check her out, please. I mean, you probably already checked her out, but if you haven't, check her out. She's really brilliant. And I also watched, of course, the great As Told by Kenya's Brianna Taylor Is Not a Meme video. And so it really just locked into place why it was such a bad thing. And it's like, okay, because I only gave the Anthony example, but I can give you a plethora of different examples. Like when, I forgot, I think it was, her name was Sweet Baby something or whatever, when she was like, ain't nobody got time for that. That lady's house was burning. Her house burnt down, and she was talking about how she thought it was barbecue and all this stuff, and ain't nobody got time. Like, or even recently in 2020, when that woman was saying that she was being wrongly arrested, and she was telling the cop like, oh, you're gonna lose your job because you're what is the word, harassing me for something I didn't even do. And that became a whole thing, a whole song, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's of course Brianna Taylor became a meme because that's what they do to Black women, Black people in pain. That's what the internet does to Black people in pain. They auto-tune people, and then all of a sudden, oh, this is hilarious. Did you guys see this guy talking about how his sister was raped, and how he described how you need to make sure you're protecting your family because they're getting everybody and the cops aren't doing anything? Did you guys see that? Hilarious. So funny, right? Did you see the lady who was saying how her house was burned down and she was saying she ain't got time for? Hilarious, right? And so you put that together with the whole fact that the people on the internet are doing literal digital blackface. And that's why I bring up Khadijah's video, because she talks about how, you know, the use of Black language, the use of Black faces when it comes to gifts and memes is just another, it's modern day minstrel shows where you paint yourself in blackface. And even so far as when you connect that all with blackfishing and the fact that people are tinting themselves and making themselves look like light-skinned Black people or racially ambiguous people with a little bit of Black. two lineages down. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it makes sense that Brianna Taylor was going to be the one. And then you mix that with the fact that people don't take black women's pain serious. And of course, Brianna Taylor is going to be the black life who we don't give a fuck about, we make fun of, we laugh at. But it was just like, again, to me, it's like, you know how on TikTok, people go around saying they love black women to get clout? It's the same thing to, like, I was out here like, oh, and you know how people say that they love black women to get clout, and then they get a bunch of black women that are comments like, oh my God, King, we love you, oh my God. Because we're so used to people shitting on us, when people give us just a little bit of like respect or attention, we're just like, oh, and I'm not saying black women, I'm just saying in general, that's how people are. Marginalized people are so used to being shitted on that if someone just gives them a little bit of anything, we'll take it. And so that's why I didn't see Brianna Taylor, people talking about, oh, don't forget Brianna Taylor's people are still on, Brianna Taylor's killers are still not arrested, because I was like, oh, people are trying to make sure that the attention is still on Brianna Taylor. Good, but that's not what they were doing. They were trying to make sure that they could come up off of Brianna Taylor's death, just like people came up off of that guy, hide your kids, hide your wife. These white people saw this man on TV explaining how his sister was sexually assaulted, and then auto-tuned it and came up off of it. Like, these people made money, and yes, unlike a lot of cases, Anthony did get some of that money. But it's just like, when you think about it, when you think about the internet culture and how these white people see these stand accounts that are run by black people, and they're using all these black languages, and so then they go around and they steal it and they take it as their own, and they don't actually know what they're saying, and so they use it in all kind of crazy ways. And then a black person's like, oh, well, you sound stupid because that's not how it actually works. And they're like, oh no, this is stand culture, you can't tell me how to say it, you can't tell me this, that, but you look dumb, but you don't care, because you think anything coming from the black community, black bodies, black ideals, black culture, anything can still be, it doesn't actually have an owner, because the people that come up with it is black. The people that we're talking about are black. You know, you don't have to care. You don't have to be sensitive about someone dying if that person is a black woman. And it just really got me thinking, like, when is it gonna be enough? You know, like, y'all ancestors enslaved us for 300, 400 years. They're still doing it today. I mean, prisons are the new slavery or whatever. But y'all enslaved us for 300 years. And then it's like, ever since then, y'all have just been trying to reclaim us, reclaim your slaves, reclaim your property and your properties, ideas, intellectual properties, everything. Like, you think anything that comes from the black community belongs to white America, because white America is the reason why black people exist in America? Like, I don't know what it is. But you guys, you only care about black people and black things if you think it'll make you look good. If you think it'll make you look cool, fun, down with what's right, and down with the people that know, you know what I'm saying? Like, black women really run the internet. Black women really run the things that make the internet, like, valuable and worthy of, like black women really run the internet. And so because people know that, they use black women, but things that black women like, things that black women do, all these things to, like, come up on themselves, because they know even though black women run the internet and make it entertaining, the people that make money and profit the most off of the internet are the people that can steal from black women, make fun of black women, mock black women, and do it and get the most clicks. Like, that's who's gonna really profit off it. Like, sis, I think her name was Peaches, who started the On Fleek thing. Like, no, she's not gonna make a big profit, but everybody and their motherfucking mama is gonna make the profit off of On Fleek, even though she's the one that created it. Sick. Y'all some sick folks. I'm not gonna even lie. And it makes so much sense when you think about the fact that everything in American culture, like, when you really go back to it, everything in American culture, jazz, rock and roll, country, anything in American entertainment are literally like Hollywood, the way that people like the Broadway shows and all, like, our original, everything is some way and shape came from black people. It came from black people. Either someone was making fun of black people, and so they start that whole thing. That's why minstrel shows was such a big deal. That's why before, like, did y'all know that in Hollywood, to make it, like, back in the day, if you didn't do, like, blackface, more than likely you were not going to be a celebrity. Like, you were not going to be some star. You had to do blackface. Everything comes from either the subjugation, the mocking, or the stealing from black people. It all originates from black people. So, of course, the internet would be the biggest, would catalyst be the wrong word? I don't know. The biggest perpetrator of this. Like, the internet just puts it on 1,000, right? Because Americans were already doing this. And of course, I can't go as far as say like the whole world was doing this. But now that American culture is like the predominant culture, like, I mean, this might be just like me as an American, but people overseas and around the world want to be on the American charts. They want to be, because that America is where it's at. And because America gets all of its shit from stealing from black people, then the internet becomes this place where everybody just steals from black people. Everybody just makes fun of black people. Everybody just mocks black people because they know that's an easy come up in the American dream, in the American scheme, in the American lexicon, and you know, all that shit, in the American popular zeitgeist or whatever. You have to make fun of black people. You have to steal from black people. You have to imitate black people until you can get to where you want to go. And then you need to drop that because that's not respectable, right? And in Khadijah's video, she talks about how, you know, black language and the way black people talk, AAVE, is cool and it's down with kids, but it's also bad, right? So that's why you get the Aquafinas who have this black accent, and she says that this the way I was raised. I don't know what y'all want. This is the way I was raised. But as soon as she gets around the white folk, actually, I talk like this. I'm a very good Asian girl. I'm smart. Don't think I'm ignorant like those niggers. You know what I'm saying? That's why you get those, because it's still the same way. Like, just like back in the day in history, when American Hollywood first got started, you had to do blackface to get popping. Now, if you want to get popping on the internet, you have to do some kind of digital blackface. You have to be able to speak in AAV. You have to be able to use the black gifts, to use the black hairstyles, all this other stuff, to be able to talk about the black issues, because of course that's also a way to get in. Like, either you're gonna do blackface or you're gonna try to be woke. Those are your two options. You can either be super racist or you can try to be super woke. But either one is like, you have to choose a lane. And that doesn't mean you don't have to respect black people in either one of those lanes, but you have to be able to be good enough to like put up a performance of like knowing what black people like, or either knowing what black people do and like trying to imitate that, or, you know, making fun of black people, you know, all these other things. So, of course, Brianna Taylor became a meme. Like, these white people, they say it's been working for them for 500, 600 years. Shit, everything in America, they stole from natives and then made the black people build upon. So, of course, it makes sense. Like, it just makes sense. And I say, of course, Brianna Taylor was turned into a meme because who are the main people that y'all don't respect? Who are the main people that come up with all these languages that y'all are, all this slang that y'all are trying to steal? Black and queer folks, trans folks. That's who y'all are stealing from. So, of course, Brianna Taylor became a meme because y'all don't respect black women. Y'all don't respect trans people. Y'all don't respect femme-presenting people. So, of course, Brianna Taylor became the meme because either you can check off boxes, right? You can act like you care about black women, which is really popular right now, acting like you care about black women, pretending to be woke so you're caught up on the issue of the day, and also you get to promote and promote yourself, and like, yeah, and you know, because if you do this with like a George Floyd, people are gonna be like, what the fuck are y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? Then the black community, because like it's not just outside our community. The black community also doesn't care about black women as much as and femme-presenting black people as much as they care about straight cisgendered black men, straight able-bodied cisgendered black men at that. And they would not have let that fly. That's why you get people, as soon as they find out that Megan Thee Stallion was shot, are making jokes, because black women are the butt of jokes. But you get a XXXTentacion and a King Von and a Pop Smoke who are murdered. And of course you shouldn't be making a joke about them, but of course no one would dare do that because the black community wouldn't stand for it. The black community wouldn't stand for it. So who do you joke about? You joke about the black women. You joke about the fact that this woman, this 23-year-old, 24-year-old who doesn't have a mom, doesn't have a dad, who grandma just passed recently, was shot while being with her friends. All of a sudden, that's funny, right? You joke about the woman who was murdered in her bed by the police who are supposed to be protecting and serving. You know what I'm saying? Because that's who the black community is not going to stand up for. Am I wrong? Am I lying? Prove it. Prove that I'm wrong. You can't prove it because there's nothing to back up your like, there's nothing that you can say to back up what you feel because it's not true. Where's my concealer? It wouldn't be true. Like, it just wouldn't be true because the truth is, that woke game gonna only get you so far. What you really need in this American culture is to hate black people and to make fun of them, right? That's why all of these fucking, everybody who gets really, really popular, somehow it comes, that is black, like non-black. Well, everybody that's not a black woman, or sometimes black women, JT, they all have like a racist past or an anti-black past or a misogynist. Like, it's something like Blackface past, because that's what's gonna really get you popping. Like, if you want a surefire way to get you internet famous, just make fun of some black people, just hate black people, just be a misogynist, have like misogynist war coming out your pores, Jeffree Star, aka Jizz Stain. There you go. Easy formula to success. Talk shit about black people, because yes, woke is cool. Woke is awesome. Like, woke will get you so far, especially if you're if you're not a black person. They love hearing non-black people parrot the words of black women. So that will get you only so far, right? But if you really, 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 really want to eat up the game, hate black women. Hate black women. Do blackface, call people the N-word, tell black women that they aren't deserving of respect and dignity. And girl, you are going to be an influencer in no time. You are going to be selling out. The girlies are going to be scrambling. They are going to be scrambling for whatever product you want to sell them, aka what's her name? Bad Baby. Bad Baby. That's why still every other day she got some kind of controversy talk about you black females kill me. If you really want to be popping on the internet, talk shit about black women. Talk shit about black women. So yes, black women might be the reason why the internet is an enjoyable place, but most people still don't respect black women. They still don't like black women. And so of course, what they're gonna do, they're going to be happy to see people trying to finally bringing those uppity black bitches down a peg off their high horses. They think they're worthy of love. They think Brianna Taylor deserves a bus in California, so we're going to vandalize it. Like, girl, if you want a career, just bash black women. Just bash black women, and girl, you on your way to fame. You on your way to fame. This whole thing about like digital blackface and how people use memes and gifs of black people to like get their point across and stuff like that is so fascinating to me, because it really is like Khadijah said, modern day like minstrel shows. Like, you guys, not only are you guys using gifs and memes, but you're also turning around and trying to like talk like black people. So you really are doing blackface, like trying to be black people on the internet. Like, especially since your profile pictures aren't even you. Your profile pictures aren't even you. So you got some random cartoon or black person or meme or whatever, which is probably a black person, as your profile picture. And then you're trying to speak in AAVE. That don't sound like black. That don't sound like a minstrel show to you. That don't sound like a caricature of black people, because you don't actually interact with black people. That's why you're calling it Stan Twitter talk and not AAVE, because you don't actually know black people. So it's like, that don't sound, because if you're on the internet acting like black people with no kind of actual what's the word? No kind of actual experience with black people, and you don't actually know how black people act, then you're just doing a caricature of black people, which is what a minstrel show was. So again, it's just modern day like minstrel shows, and that's what you guys are doing on top of the black fiction. Because to be an Instagram girly, see, if you want to be a YouTuber, you know, talk shit about black women. You know, if you want to be a popular YouTuber, talk shit about black women, and more than likely, you got it, girl. But if you want to be an Insta baddie, no. The AAV and the gifts aren't going to work. No. What you need to do is go in the store and get a foundation that's 5 times darker than the shade you actually are. Yeah. That's what you need. See, and that's where the blackface come in. So it's like, so you guys y'all are trying to speak like black people. You're using black people's faces for gifts and memes to like convey your emotions and how you're feeling and how things are making you feel. And then not only that, but then you're going into stores and buying shades that are so deep, so different from your actual shades range that people think that you are a whole different ethnicity. That don't sound like a minstrel show. That don't sound like the Jim Crow shows they was doing in 18, whatever the fuck. Child, y'all just say you're racist and go. Just say you're racist and go. Like, I don't even understand. I don't even get it at this point. But it's not for me to get, right? It's for Pawpaw and Meemaw. And that's another thing. These are the same people talking about, oh, my grandma, she just hates niggers. Like, you know, she's from a different time. Like I don't hate niggers. Like, let's arrest the cops that killed Brianna Taylor, but at the same time, purr, meow, purr, period. Like, what the fuck? Like, y'all are so weird. Y'all are so weird, and you don't even see it. You don't even see how weird you look. The thing is, if you actually cared, if you actually gave a shit about Brianna Taylor, then when someone said, hey, what you're doing is coming off a bit like a joke and maybe you should stop, you wouldn't get defensive. You wouldn't say, oh, bitch, shut the fuck up. You wouldn't be trying to silence the black women who are trying to tell y'all that what y'all do is offensive, is inconsiderate. No, because y'all don't actually give a fuck. Y'all want to be inconsiderate. Y'all mean to be inconsiderate, because if you did it, you would listen when people were telling you that this shit is offensive, but you don't care. You don't care. You're just trying to get clout off a dead black woman. Like, what the fuck? Y'all are weirdos. Such weirdos. But we already know. I mean, hello, you guys are pretending to talk like people you never even met. Weirdos. Fail. But okay, you guys, I borrowed my sister's wig, and she looks so much cuter than I do in it, but it's okay, because we all got our traits. We all got our strengths and weaknesses. I think I look cute. Like, when I first put it on, I was like, whoa, like, you look stupid. But I think I look cute. But my sister, she looks so adorable in this. Like, oh my gosh, she's just a gorgeous little girl. Anyway, but okay. Okay. I don't know if this video is gonna see the light of day, because honestly, I don't feel that like I did that great. Like, my allergies were really fucking with me. That's just an excuse. I feel like I look stupid. Anyway, I tried really hard. But basically, my whole thing for this video is that you guys steal and mock black women, and then you pretend like and then you gaslight black women when they point it out. Like, oh, maybe you shouldn't use Brianna Taylor's name and the fact that her killers haven't been brought to justice to sell your nudes. Like, maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe you shouldn't see a black man on TV talking about how his sister was sexually assaulted and auto-tune it and try to make a profit off of it. Like, just maybe you shouldn't do those things. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's just me trying to be a decent human being. But the thing is, a lot of you guys are pretending to be black people. A lot of you guys are trying to be black people to be cool, and then like profiting off of it, and then discarding black people like their tissues. And so that's really what I wanted to talk about. I hope that that's what I got through in this video. And if I didn't, then this video is probably never going to see the light of day. So that's cool too. All right. Thank you so much. If you stayed to the end of this video, most people don't. So you're a real champion. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Wash your hands. Wash your face. Wear a mask. Wash your ass. And don't be a fucking asshole. Bye.